Okay, so earlier this week, I watched the first season of Atlanta. And what's really weird about that is I'd actually already seen the first season and hadn't realized it. Like, because I've watched a few episodes here and there of Atlanta before, and I'd really liked what I'd seen. And then when I was like, all right, I'm going to binge this and watch all the episodes, I was like, wait, yeah, I've seen this one. I've seen this one. And I was like, I didn't skip anything. I was like, yeah, I know this. I know that. Did I just watch the whole season? I didn't super remember the Juneteenth episode, but it felt kind of familiar. And I didn't remember the jacket until the very end. When like, I'm kind of flattered that you think I could sell drugs. I'm like, wait, I've seen this scene. Had I already watched the whole first season? What the fuck? That's so weird. But I binged the season, and now I can, fully talk about it, fully say, yes, I have seen the first season of Atlanta, 1 down, 3 to go. My understanding of Atlanta before binging it was just kind of seeing a few episodes here and there that apparently was the whole ding-dang season, is that it was just fucking weird. It was just about a group of people living in the city of Atlanta in this kind of bizarro universe with Black Justin Bieber, invisible cars, Teddy Perkins, which is not season 1, but I've seen that. I think Teddy Perkins is the only season 1 episode, or excuse me, only episode outside of season 1 that I've seen. It's great. I'm so excited to get to it. I've tried showing Clay Atlanta. He just wasn't quite getting into it. I am making him watch Teddy Perkins when I get to it. Anyways, point. I thought it was more just like this comedy about people living in this bizarro world. And it's still a comedy. It's still very funny, but it's a drama too. I feel like what Atlanta is really about, it is about hustle. It is about people trying to just get happy. Rising above your lot. I don't want to say rising above your station, but it's I know where I'm at in my life and I don't like it. I'm not trying to say that I need to be up here, I need to be in Mount Olympus or in Beverly Hills. I just on Maslow's hierarchy. It's I just want to be have my basic needs fulfilled and be happy for a little bit. Is that too much to ask? And trying to get there. Ern, our main character, is broke, technically homeless, which is how they phrase it, because he's not living with his girlfriend unless he can pay her rent. He is not living with his parents. It seems pretty clear. It's they still love him, they care about him. It's yeah, but you're not staying here. We can't afford to take care of you. So he's homeless, but he's not sleeping on the street. He is on this on and off relationship with Van, who is the mother of his daughter. And I was never really clear. It's they're not married. I'm not sure if they're exes, if they're in a relationship. It feels to me, it feels very on and off, just kind of depending on the episode and how the two of them are doing. The relationship isn't great, but it's clear that the two of them very much care for each other, and they both very much care for their daughter. And he also gets no respect from people. There's just one episode in the bar, which is the invisible car. The fucking invisible car is so funny to me. Where the manager of the bar named Chris, Ern is trying to get his money from Chris, and Chris keeps trying to dodge him, with the funniest one being when he just opens the wall and goes into the wall. And he's no, I don't respect you. I'm not going to give you your fucking money. And then when Ern confronts him, while being drunk because he hates shots, but he had to drink some shots, he was supposed to get $5,000, but only got about $700. And then when he tells Alfred about it, Alfred's okay, we're going to get our fucking money. Goes in, slaps Chris a couple times, and gets what he's owed. And as they leave, Chris's immediate response is, that dude is going to be a star. Also, we have to call the police because we just got robbed. Even though, it was a robbery. Also paid what you were owed, but there was an assault. Lawyer brain kind of going off. You're okay. You're a piece of shit because you weren't paying them what they were owed and you were ducking them. You're a piece of shit because you did commit an assault and it was a robbery, but you're also getting what you were owed. But again, there was violence used. So you're still going to be on house. I can't not think about that kind of shit, especially when I'm going to be studying for the bar in like a month. Yeah, in about a month. Maybe even a little less if I want to get on it early. Anyways, I can't help but think about stuff like that. There was also this one dude. I don't remember his name. It was that white dude in the first episode. I want to say it was like Kyle, who's using the N-word around Ern, and Ern's like, he doesn't really say anything to him, but you can kind of tell. Oh, no, he does, because he uses that word. He's like, oh, you used that word when you were talking to that dude? Yeah, for sure. And then he talks to the janitor. He's like, hey, does that guy use the N-word around you? No, I'd kick his ass. Then Ern has him tell that same story in front of Alfred and Darius, and he does not use the word there. And it's like, yeah, people don't respect him, and that bothers him. And all he really wants is just, I want to be able to be happy and sufficient to take care of my needs, to take care of Van's needs, and I believe Lottie was the name of the daughter. I could be wrong about that. And I want to take care of Lottie's needs. And you got Alfred, also known as Paperboy. And I just finished talking about a fucking Godzilla movie. And yeah, he's been in the last few Godzilla movies. And every time I've seen him, I'm like, wait a second. That's Paperboy. What the fuck? It got me like kind of hyped and excited. He is an up-and-coming rapper who had a very popular song. He's had a good mixtape. And he has this reputation of being a thug, which is not unearned. In the first episode, he does kill a dude. He does sell drugs. And like when he meets Justin Bieber, he's like, you're the guy who blew that other guy's brains out. Nice. And just leaves. And it's really interesting seeing how people react to Alfred as a result of that. Like, there are people who want to get to know him and hang out with him because he's an up-and-coming rapper, and they're like, hey, this is Paperboy. It's like, if I can get in good with him, maybe this will hook me up later. You've got the dude who gave him the lemon pepper wet wings, which, funny enough, I had wings yesterday, and I had lemon pepper wet, and I was like, that was pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. Lemon pepper wet kind of slaps. But he's like, hey, you're one of the last, like, real rappers out there. Like, you're the kind of guy that people don't fuck with. Don't let me down. We need people like you. But then you've also got people like, I don't remember her name, but that interviewer from the Justin Bieber episode, he's like, yeah, like, you're a thug. I'm not interested in that. Like, you have your role to play. Bieber has his. Like, play your part, accept your role. Don't try to fight that. Don't try to rise above that. You've got, you have Zan. Zan is one of my favorite aspects of this season. I have no idea if he ever shows up again in Atlanta. So Zan is this media YouTuber influencer, feels very Gen Z in how, like, the videos are done, like, all the sound effects and shit. And so first off, he has these hats that say, like, Zan Stan on them, and I kind of fucking love it. But he's doing a review of Paperboy's music and skits about Paperboy's music and how he's like, yeah, like, these are fucking trash. He's like, this is how Paperboy does another mixtape. And it's like a dude throwing out the trash. I don't remember if it was Alfred specifically, but it's like someone throwing out the trash. It's like, yeah, this is where his music belongs, in the fucking trash. Alfred is not happy about this. He's like, this man is, like, fucking up my image. I have to do something about this. So he goes to confront him, and Zan's like, hey, I gotta deliver this pizza. Come roll with me, we'll talk. So we're in the car. There's this kid in the back of the car, and Alfred's like, I'm not gonna talk shit to you, man, with, like, your kid in the back seat. Well, that's not my kid. That's my business partner. Like, we do, like, Vines together. I think they specifically said Vines. And it's like, we do Vines, we do videos, like, we give each other ideas, and, like, we're really popular as a result. Like, what's your catchphrase, man? Shut up, bitch! And then there's something else he says, and, like, all of it is bleeped out. And you just have Alfred's face listening to this child say all of this censored shit. It's really, really funny. But the scene that I love, like, this is why I love Zan, is, okay, also the fact that no one can tell what his race is. Like, that was pretty funny. Like, wait, is he part black? I don't know. I think he's like Dominican. No, he's like Chinese. Like, I don't know. I got kind of a giggle out of that. It is them talking about Alfred saying, you are a piece of shit because you're ruining my image and you are just exploiting me for likes and for clicks and for clout. And Zan is saying to him, I'm hustling in this game the same way that you are. Because you're talking about how you use your life in your music. You use your life for your image. And your image is your music and it's your career. You're exploiting yourself the same way that I am. There is nothing wrong with what you're doing, by the way. It's like, you do what you gotta do. But if you're, but if you're playing the game, you can't be mad at someone else for playing the game. And I just found that scene really interesting. And then they go to the place to deliver pizza. The kid delivers the pizza, gets robbed, and like they don't get paid for it. Alfred's like, did he just fucking rob your boy? And Zan's sitting there like on his phone recording it like, yeah, damn, that's crazy, huh? And then Alfred just gets up and leaves. There was also this another thing that's been happening with him is, like I said, there's people who are like lionizing him for what he's done. There's people who are like deriding him for what he's done. The weird shit with Zan. There's also he's been looking over his shoulder a lot. There was this scene where someone went to the house. I think they were wearing like a Batman mask. It's like, does Paperboy live here? Yeah. And then they just ran off. There was a scene, it was in the Zan episode, where I think they're in like a pool hall. And the owner of the pool hall is like, yeah, like there was this dude who was just in here looking for you. And then he just left. And like that plot line got unresolved. I don't know if the Batman dude and that Dominican dude that they said was waiting for him are the same guy. And that's going to show up later. Or if it's just kind of a recurring theme of, now that people know who you are, now that you are more famous and like you killed a dude, people have their eye on you now. You have to be looking over your shoulder because you never know what bullshit is coming your way. So there was that. After that, you have Van, who is officially a single mother. Like I said, it's off and on again with Ern, but they're not married or anything. She is a single mother doing her best to support herself so she can support her child. Due to one mistake where she was hanging out with an old friend, smoked a bit of weed, and then the next day there was a drug test, she lost her job. Not because she failed the drug test. She didn't do the drug test. So it was like, I smoked. And her boss is telling her, it's like, Van, no one like actually gives a shit. No one's gonna check the, or did I say blood test? Urine test, maybe. Oh God. And like to pass it, like she takes her daughter's diapers and like squeezes the urine out of them and puts them in a condom so she can put it in a cup, but then the condom explodes when she's trying to do that so she can't have the, it is so gross. You're like, look, I can't do the pee test because I smoked. Here's the thing. You passed your initial drug test, so you're fine. Like, no one was ever actually going to check these. Like, you're completely Gucci in that. And Van has this look on her face like, oh, thank goodness. However, you did just tell a superior that you smoke weed, that you do drugs. So I am going to have to let you go. Now, we'll pretend we had this conversation at the end of the week, so you have a week to get all your shit together. But, yeah, get fucked. And just, fuck, that's rough. That really is. That fucking sucks. And later in the episode, in the Juneteenth party, it is her trying to present herself, like, to try to fit in with a crowd that she doesn't particularly like. It's like, if they like me, I might be able to get, like, another position. I might be able to get money provide for our daughter. So, Ern, you are going to this with me. You are not going to fuck this up for me. Do what you can. Like, we are doing this together. And they do, I think the best joke of this season is in this episode. It's when they're talking to the playwright and she's like, okay, like, this is my idea for a play. It's This is another scene that, like, I feel like I had seen before, so I feel like I had watched all of season 1. She's saying it takes place, I think she said in a church. It was in a church or a bar. I think she said in a church, where 2 gangbangers have 3 hostages. It's, what was it? I think it was a drug dealer, a pregnant teenager, and a priest. And then it all takes place during Hurricane Katrina. And it's Ern saying, like, dead, like, straight-faced, dead-ass, like, that's a real situation. I'm glad that story is being told. I laughed so hard at that line. Like, that delivery was so funny. And then there was also a part of my brain being like, 2 gangsters are holding up a pregnant teen, a pastor, and a drug dealer inside a church in the middle of a devastating hurricane. Wait, I would watch that. Like, wait, that actually sounds like kind of interesting. I want to know where this goes. Fuck damn it, Glover, you got me with this one. But they're trying to fit into the party, and they're able to pull off the facade. But then Ern hits his breaking point, and Van isn't even mad at him. There's a point where she's just like, just pull over. So he pulls over, and then she starts kissing him. It's like, that was like, I needed that. That was the hottest shit I've ever seen. And like, again, off and on relationship. It seems to end in kind of an on sort of way. And then you have Darius. And Darius is just chilling. Darius is just there to provide support for his people. One of my favorite scenes in the show, there's 2 scenes with Darius that really stick out to me. One of them is when he's at the shooting range, and the poster he has is of a dog. And the Bieber episode is my favorite episode of season 1. Like, everything in that episode is funny. All the shit between Alfred and Bieber is gold. Darius trying to shoot the dog poster, they'll be like, what the hell are you doing? That's a dog. It's so funny to me. And then Ern's thing of being mistaken for someone else, this other agent vowing vengeance against him because she thinks he's Alonzo, and it's gold. I think it's easily the best episode of the season. Okay, like the TV station episode is really fun. The fucking Dodge Challenger ads are so funny. Dodge Challenger. Keep it in the divorce. Make a statement without saying a word. It's so good. Anyways, my point though, my other favorite scene with Darius is the episode where they're like doing a video game side quest. They keep trying to like exchange shit for other shit. And afterwards, he tells Ern, he's like, yeah, like what we were doing is we're getting like a good dog for breeding. And that way in a few months, like there'll be a good litter. And you can make money off selling the litter. And Ern's like, dude, I needed money now. When you were telling me that we could get more money, I thought you meant more money now. And like, I'm fucked. Like, I don't need this money in September. I need it today. So Darius is like, okay. Gives him his phone, like, you can pawn my phone and get money for it. Like, no, I don't want to take it. Please, I insist. And after that happens, Ern's like, thanks, man. Yeah, like, we're friends now. It's no big deal. And to me, that scene is like everything Atlanta is about. You have Ern at his lowest point trying to meet his basic needs. You have a dude hustling, trading his phone to get money and being told, hey, maybe you can get something more. So he trades it in for a katana, trades the katana in for a dog, and trades the dog thinking it's going to get money, but it's actually for an investment that he's like, I can't wait for an investment. I wish you had told me. I am at my lowest right now because I don't have money. I don't even have a fucking home, technically. I am working now to manage my cousin, which I probably should have talked about earlier because that's part of the plot as well. As Ern's like, all right, to get money, I am going to manage Alfred, like, especially at this nascent stage of his career. And hopefully we could get paid together and like we can rise up together. And Darius seeing his friend not in a good position and saying, I've got you. What can I do to help? If I can do this thing to help you, I will. Not expecting anything in return. We're friends now. why wouldn't I want to help you? Because when you are at your lowest, when you feel like you are a loser and all you need is a win, the thing that helps the most is just having people around you telling you that they love you and doing you solids. And I feel like that's why I enjoyed Atlanta so much. Like the first time I had watched it and just kind of like watching episodes here and there, it's like, yeah, it's like this kind of bizarro world and it's fun to watch and I'm enjoying it. Rewatching, I'm like, I really connected with this. Because I've had those times where I'm like, I am a loser with no fucking prospects right now. Like I'm trying to rise above my station. I'm trying to get a job. I'm trying to pursue this. I'm trying to pursue this. And nothing is working. And I don't know what the fuck to do. But you keep on keeping on. And when you have people in your corner, it helps a lot. By the end of the season, it's a very hopeful ending. You've got Alfred got paid. And he paid Ern. He's like, yeah, here's your percent as manager. And Ern's like, shit, this is a lot. He's able to give a bunch of money to Van. So they're still like, looking from Ern's perspective, like his relationship with Van is still kind of good. He was able to pay her to take care of their kid. So that's good. And then from Van's perspective, she was able to get some money to look after her kid. And Ern has a place. It's a storage unit. He doesn't have a house. He doesn't have an apartment. But he does have a place where he can sleep. And he still has some money for himself. Not a lot. It was like 200. But the way he's looking at that 200 is less of, I only have 200. And more of a, I've got 200 whole dollars left over. I'm doing all right for myself. Alfred might be going on tour. So that's something that can get more eyes on his mixtape. That might do a lot of wonders for his career. They can get more money from that. It's very hopeful. What I really like about the ending is it's not necessarily that everyone is now good, but everyone is better. It's a surprisingly uplifting ending for, I don't want to say like a miserable show, because Atlanta's not that miserable. It's not like you're watching BoJack Horseman. But that was great. I don't know when I'm going to start season 2. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, probably in the next couple days. I am very excited, and not just for Teddy Perkins, but I'm very excited to get to watch more of Atlanta.